I'm just fucking shotgun this shit. My name's Over. Like, I'm out here with new content, just coming out. First ever YouTube video. Want everybody to kind of just get involved and talk to me. I'm highly critical. My friends came to me, told me, hey, you should try to start doing YouTube or maybe say something, super funny, because that's all I do is make jokes and puns, even at the expense of myself. I have a lot to say. I kind of like to talk about. Kind of first thing I want to talk about is the content of YouTube and where it's going, and the kind of shitstorm that I've been seeing, literally, when it came in terms of just what the fuck is going on. I was looking at a lot on the YouTube channels, and recently, there's been a lot with Onision. Now, I know you heard about Onision. Like, everybody heard about Onision. Everybody heard that he was, groomer, abuser, like, pedophile. Just a lot of nasty things. One thing I can say is that he got a long way into getting away with what he was getting away with. I'll tell you, like, no matter what proof that people had, he just was like, what are you guys going to do about it? Nobody did anything about it. But once the victim started to speak out, that's when shit really hit the fan. I mean, especially given a certain climate, like the Me Too climate, and like victims finally speaking out, he is just really on the crapper. He got his Patreon cut because he doxed one of the victims, Billy, and now he's basically lost his whole fucking mind. He lost his mind so much so that he had a whole episode. I might just put the link in the descriptions because I'd rather not put the video up here. He has a tendency to copyright a lot of people. That's also another bit of drama he was involved in. He kind of getting away with everything. He basically got caught up once you knew that Chris Hansen, the pedal slayer, was getting involved. Once Chris Hansen got involved and did the interviews, that's when it really shut down. Everybody was just like, get him now. And he said the FBI is going to get involved. He said, how's the FBI going to get involved? And he just started leaking phone numbers. And then it was like, oh, nope, we got you. Patreon took him down. I feel like Patreon wanted to take him down for a really long time. He just knows how to play on the rules very, very well. He may be wacky, he may be weird, he may be crazy, and may only be running off of the I'm Banana song, but he definitely is a smart person. He knows the age of consent. He did it with LAKEY Bot, now known as Kai. When they were coming up, you could see their old comments in Twitter feeds, and they would talk about how they knew the age of consent. He was fighting the war with the whole parents, and the parents, it's weird enough because the parents didn't bring it up, but I guess they just figured it was the kid's decision. It was LAKEY's decision, well, Kai's decision, and that's kind of where it went. I refer to they when I say it because Kai now wants to be referenced as such, so that's kind of where I am standing on that. Just don't want to get caught up and then get canceled before I even start. But that's kind of where I wanted to bring this topic up to. I wanted to bring it up to the content of YouTube and kind of where it's been going, what it's going to do, what it's going to be, who is it going to be about, who is it for. Because with this, it brought up the idea of what if they did take a step in, because YouTube hasn't really taken a step in. His YouTube was just a dying YouTube channel, and because his YouTube channel was dying, the fact of the matter was that he was going to be eased out, but his Patreon was making sure that he was making well over $2,500, like literally a month. I mean, that's still not a lot of money, but given that was still enough to keep him, safe, afloat. The likes of Repsion and Mike and Actor, they were saying things, bringing it up to light and all that, and now that the smaller creators have been fighting against it, then now he got taken down. The bigger YouTube creators, they didn't go for him. I mean, I see a little bit more now of the bigger people talking about him, but a lot of people don't go for him because, for one, for a lot of big content creators, their first step was him. He's an easier target to get views, an easier target to attract people, an easier target just because he responds to you, and people use that and weaponize it to get where they are. So now when they look back, they're like, I don't need to do him anymore. People don't want to hear about it. People don't want to address the issue. So then they don't do it. And then from a business standpoint, you got to understand, it made them money at a certain point, but to do it now is kind of just not working for them. I see why they do it. I personally would think they should. I would have, because I feel like being the bigger content creator to bring it out would stop, first off, him, but as well as you'll be the guy who took down a YouTuber officially who needed to be taken down, compared to everyone who wasn't taken down when they should have been, or they're still up there now. You know, we got the likes of people in their past when they were revealed to say a lot of things. Like Jeffree Star said a lot of derogatory statements to a lot of people. This isn't just a black thing, but he said it to a lot of people, and he's a millionaire now, making like cosmetic lines. Nobody can stop him. And again, that's where it came to my conclusion. Like, what's going on? What's the state of YouTube heading to? And it started out with really the Adpocalypse. Like, you know, you had LAKEY, Keemstar, H3H3, all of them going to war to each other. And then, you know, YouTube, when they finally slammed the hammer down, a lot of things changed for the smaller creators. Big content creators took a hit, but they were still making thousands of dollars. But the smaller YouTubers like myself, now trying to come out to the world, it's harder for us to, because now we get strangled. Our money gets strangled. It's harder for us to get, you know, sponsors. And, you know, when you hit a higher mark, you do get sponsors, but a lot of people either stopped or they don't come around anymore. And then we even had the second one with the whole PewDiePie situation, and a lot of advertisers pulled from there. YouTube changed to a point where it was like, well, we need the money too. And then that's when they start telling people what you're allowed to say, what you're not allowed to say. So even like positive things talking about sexuality, or, you know, even people combating that, saying when is the right time to have those kind of conversations with kids, they get censored because of the fact of it's not advertiser friendly, which isn't fair. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of advertisers that will still do it. I feel like there should have been a better category for the advertisers to choose from. Like, if an advertiser is okay with everything, they should be able to choose that they're okay with everything. But if an advertiser is not okay with everything, then that's when they should play that role, I feel. But YouTube has constantly been changing, and people always scream, YouTube change, YouTube do this, YouTube do that. But when YouTube starts to change, or they start to do things to the platform, it harms the smaller ones, and we can't always follow suit, I feel, to the bigger content creators. So, I mean, I'm willing to do this. I mean, I have a job. I mean, this is my first video ever. But a lot of people, they cut back even when they decide to make it. Like, you can check out a lot of Repsion's past content where he talked about losing money and how he can't get to where he needs to be because of YouTube stopping him from making that said money. Right now, when he reveals, like, Onision with the Onision files, the Kai files, and everything like that sort, he does get a lot of views, but for him, he ended up having to go back and work on his schooling. Now, I know that YouTube shouldn't be a bottom line as a career, but also being a content creator as well as an internet personality, it opens many doors, because you can just be that, and people should push for that, I feel. And we should also start pushing more towards into the creators than we do just what the advertisers want. We've seen it even in the past year when they did the YouTube Rewind. YouTube Rewind was like a bunch of people that either you didn't know about, or you didn't care to know about, or there was problematic people who got away out of the system, like Gabby Hanna and them. Gabby Hanna, I do subscribe to her, and I think she's funny at certain points. But even now, when she's gotten involved in certain things, you just have to give her the side eye, like, be like, whoa, what are you doing? And that's kind of where I stand on everything. Like, my stance on it is that we should be pushing more towards the creators and less towards, like, the advertisers. I know that it affects YouTube's wallet, but I feel like if it's blowing up and it's doing well, just like how it did in the past, YouTube always supported the creators. They always supported everyone. They support who they were, you know, for. And then now to go towards advertisers have been dictating what we should be doing and what we shouldn't be doing, and in the term of now we gave them the power, which they shouldn't be having the power. It's very close to TV, and which is why a lot of people switched off of TV. When we switched from TV, because we realized that there was a lot better content on YouTube, we could see cooking channels, everything like that. And when we go now, like I watch YouTube daily, like I watch it like my TV. But when I go on YouTube now, it's kind of, I have subscribed to maybe about 200 people, and the content just doesn't do it for me, or I don't see the content that I want to see, so I have to go searching for them. I have a Google display, and I tell them to play recommended YouTube videos, and it shows me things I would never watch or never even wanted to watch. At one point I had like this comedian guy, and like 7 of his videos popped up as my recommended, and I was confused. I was like, but why? But that's because, again, he's advertiser friendly, so they push the advertiser friendly thing, which I don't think necessarily is a good thing, because a lot of them came to where they are because they supported the smaller creator, and advertisers flocked to us because of that. YouTube was kind of an independent platform to talk about what we want. Now it's filled with late night shows and people who shouldn't even be getting the views or the attention that they should, and they appeal to the kids. So because they appeal to the kids, they outweigh the adult majority. And so in terms of that, I feel like maybe we should try to push for a better goal, and as well as try to maybe reach out to YouTube and tell them, hey, like, this isn't right, this isn't what we should be doing. What we should be doing is pushing towards the creator. If we push for more, hey, YouTube, change the creator, change for the creator, then we kind of tell them what we want. We make our demands, because we don't really make our demands. We're kind of like stuck under a boss's shoe. I would say, like, the boss tells us whatever we want, and then we just agree and work around that. And I don't think that should be necessarily how it was, because it wasn't like that before. And I don't think it should be as for the future, because if we continue doing what we're doing, especially with these new kid laws that are out, YouTube will just be the same as TV. And that's kind of the messed up aspect about it, because when you think about how it started, I mean, sure, there was a lot of loud and annoying people, but one of my favorite YouTubers, Hot Damn I Rock, I mean, his content now, I mean, people will disagree, is great, but in the past, that was the reason why I got sucked in. You had videos of people coming out, and we were getting involved, and we were like, oh wow, we love this. Epic Mealtime, even recent with the H3H3, like even Leafy, I'll include him. We had these people that we did enjoy. We enjoyed their content for some time, but then we let YouTube tell us what we should enjoy, because that's what the advertisers enjoy, that's what the kids enjoy. And that's just something I really want people to really think about, and maybe open that discussion here in my comments. I want to thank everybody for listening to what I have to say. This is my first ever video, so cut me some slack. I talk fast. I talk faster than Eminem. That's all I've been listening to in my childhood. And I just hope that everybody supports me more further into that journey. And I also like to thank everybody who helped me get to that point. I said that in the first place, but I want to emphasize that. And everything's just love, and I'm open for conversation, and we'll work it out from there. Thank you for listening, guys. Have a nice day.